Is the customer always right? Many wholesalers and business associates ask me how to handle customer service scenarios when the customer feels they are entitled to being right all the time. So this video is dedicated to all those I talk to in my industry, as well as other business owners that want my tips on how to effectively handle the customer, especially when they are wrong. But first, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn notifications on so you'll know every time I release a new video or decide to go live.
It's just so incredible, gotta have it, can't let it go.
We are all customers. Even as you run your business, you know that you wear the hat of a merchant when selling and the hat of a customer when sourcing from your suppliers. So it doesn't take anyone else to answer the question of whether the customer is always right than your very own self. Ask yourself the question, have you ever complained, been upset, over-exaggerated about something as a customer knowing that you were partly to blame? Truthfully, with absolute honesty, ask yourself that question, and I'm sure that you will think of scenarios where as a customer, you haven't really been fair to the supplier and no, you haven't been right. To further emphasize the point, ask yourself the question, is the supplier always right? I'm sure we can all think of immediate scenarios where we can with full certainty say the supplier or the retailer we purchased from was in the wrong. Well, the reality is that it's a two-way street. There are times when the supplier is wrong, and there are also times when the customer is wrong and not right. This is the reality, and the question then becomes, as business owners, how do we handle and work with customers who are clearly in the wrong, yet still upset about something that transpired? Let me give some context to this with an example. We at our company say that we can have your 3D crystal delivered in 24 hours if you pay for red carpet service and select air shipping, and if your order comes in before a certain cutoff time. So there's this situation where the customer places an order before the cutoff, we model it to 3D, laser etch it, and have it on the same night flights out. However, the carrier, for whatever reason, could be bad weather, could be a sorting issue, maybe even missing a flight connection, delays the delivery. How do we handle this scenario? Well, the customer isn't wrong, but the supplier isn't wrong either. The intermediary, the courier company, the carrier has let both parties down. This is where I say that in the perfect world, there's got to be mutual understanding. The supplier made a promise. The customer made a decision to purchase based on that promise, knowing that they would have a product in their hands on that date. But what do? As irate as the customer may be, they need to acknowledge that they are dealing with real people who have real feelings, who are working hard to do a good job, get product out on time, and due to no fault of theirs, incurred a hiccup. The supplier, me, you, need to make clear to the customer that we are just as upset as they are that it didn't get to them on time, and together there needs to be mutual understanding. Perhaps it means a steep discount on the next order, or a partial refund. Unfortunately, sometimes it means a full refund if really the customer won't have any need for the product after that deadline. This expense must be incurred by the company unless you are clear to the customer at the time that they placed their order that the delivery date was an ETA but not guaranteed. Sometimes you'll have customers so understanding that if you just take the time to speak with them, they won't expect any compensation because they have been on your side of the table before and know what it feels like. And I gotta tell you, those are the customers you want to give even more to because of their ability to balance rational with emotional thinking and their equal desire for mutual benefit. There may be scenarios where the customer is 100% right, as in you've shipped the wrong product, or the product arrived damaged, or there was unintended errors on the supplier side. In these scenarios, own up to it, fix the issue, and at the same time, issue an explanation and an apology. It's not fun to make errors and it's not part of the game plan, but it's a real beauty when you earn the loyalty of a customer based on the way that you handled the error. Errors, in fact, can many times be used as an opportunity to gain a loyal customer. And actually, that's a powerful point. Let me repeat it. Errors can many times be used as an opportunity to gain a loyal customer. There was an example of a 3D crystal that went out where it was missing inscription, and the inscription was such a vital part of that product that it had to be remade, and they needed it by the next day. Without even a blink, my staff brought it to my attention, and I came to learn it was for a young engaged couple that had passed away in a crash. I was quite touched by the story, I was told, and we remade the crystal, sent it air, and I made sure that I included a personal signed letter to the customer with an apology and a condolence message. They were so amazed with the rectification of the issue that they took the time to make a video testimonial on our customer service and product, which can be seen at the link in the description below. That's what I'm talking about when I say you can use the silver lining in errors to make loyal customers. There are situations where the customer is 100% wrong. They purchase a product, change their mind, decide to demand a refund despite the fact that the refund policy is non-refundable. What do? Well, in my opinion, I always tell my staff that being polite and graceful with the customer, even if you disagree with them, is essential. But you must also stand your ground and hold firm, speaking with conviction in what you know is right. This is true not just for business alone, but for any principle in life. Seek to understand before being understood. So understand the customer's true objection or reason for the dispute. Aim to respond with answers that will address the objection, and in the end, try to find a way to resolve, even if it means a slight concession on your part. In our world, the 3D crystal product is customized with hours of work that goes into modeling and creating. There's a scenario I recall where a customer received their 3D crystal and decided that they wanted to change the photo that they had originally chose for the item, after they received it. And we had spent hours modeling it. We've already lasered it into crystal, so it can't be resold. We've paid for shipping, and now they stayed after receiving it that they want it remade with a different photo because they don't like their smile or what they're wearing. Any rational person will agree that the supplier has done nothing wrong, and the customer would have had to think this through before uploading the photo and placing an order, right? As incorrect as the customer is, remember, as a business, sometimes we need to forego margin and at times even incur an expense to find a way to keep that customer happy, even if they aren't right. It might mean a partial refund if they return the product, a discount on future orders, or something that lands somewhere in between. At times, it doesn't feel fair, but you gotta remember, it's not a courtroom where there needs to be a party that fails and a party that prevails. It's a short-lived moment in time that can be sorted out with both parties being reasonable and conceding to a degree. There are infinite scenarios, but the bottom line is neither the supplier nor the customer are always right. The key is to ensure that the customer knows you are hearing them out, putting yourself in their shoes, and always trying to find a resolution that is of mutual benefit to both the customer and your business. Now, do me a favor. If this video was at all interesting, thought-provoking, or helpful, please click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on so you'll know every time I post a new video or decide to go live. Thanks for watching.